And good evening, fellow Ambazonians. Thank you for tuning in and thanks for the long wait. It is not easy to come to you with this piece of information when things are still happening. Again, thank you for waiting in there. I am Chris Ano, and it is one of those sad days. It is one of those sad days in Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons. Ladies and gentlemen, we wake up this morning to the events in the streets of Buea of the brutal killing of one of our daughters. We have seen these events again and again and again and again. And what happened in Buea today, though as brutal as it looked, doesn't look any different from the ones that we have seen in Moyoka, in Bamenda, in Bali, in Pinyin, in Kumbo. You can name all the places. But the main problem is these things are becoming one too many. And I think that we have to bring an end to these brutal murders by terrorist soldiers who are occupying our territory. I'm going to be bringing you my monologue on this, and I would want you to go ahead and hit your share button for those of you who are joining by way of Facebook. It appears that Facebook is limiting how many people can tune to us today, because I see the numbers are not jumping as they should. However, if you are there on Facebook, please go ahead and hit your share button. Hit your share button as I prepare to bring you the monologue. Again, this is one of those saddest days in the history of our struggle. I'd like to welcome all of you who are tuning in from ground zero, from ground one, from across the globe, in the USA, in Europe, in Canada, in Asia. Please, thank you for tuning in. And again, for those of you joining by way of the social media, go ahead and you hit your share button. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the images are so gruesome, and so I am warning you for some of the images that I will be bringing to you tonight. They don't look good. They don't look good. And so please, again, I give you my pre-warning before I bring you those images. Now, this is a little baby, ladies and gentlemen. This is the little baby Caroline in DLA. Cut down today. She was only 5, ladies and gentlemen. Lady Caroline in DLA. This little baby you see on your screen, she was only 5 when a French Cameroon terrorist soldier cut down her life early this morning around after 7 in Buea today. The story, I will be bringing you the details of what we have found out. I will bring you the details of what we have found out. It's a pathetic story, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just still taking a little more time here to have you please hit your share button. Hit your share button so that we can populate this platform and have at least 700 people on Facebook, so that I bring you the presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And while you do so, I'd like you to know that sometime tomorrow, the time is not yet very known yet, but sometime tomorrow, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, will be addressing Ambazonians and the world regarding this incident of little Caroline in DLA, cut down by invading terrorist soldiers of La République du Cameroun, ladies and gentlemen, today. Again, the President will be addressing Ambazonia tomorrow in respect to the killing, the murder of this little baby today. So please, I'm waiting for at least 700 people, almost there, less than 50 people to go. By the moment you hit 700 people, I start this broadcast with my monologue, and I will be joined with a team of Ambazonian stakeholders who are at the middle, ladies and gentlemen, of this. So please, sorry about that. So please, I'd like you to stay tuned for this monologue. I'd like you to stay tuned for this monologue. Please go ahead, hit your share button. Again, the moment you hit 700 people, I'll bring you the monologue. Less than, I think just about 20 people to go. Hit your share button. Again, what you find on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, the images are gruesome, and I warn you, ladies and gentlemen, those images are not good. That is little baby Caroline slaughtered today by French Cameroon soldiers. Again, we have seen this again and again and again in the course of this war. It's a pathetic thing, and we want to thank those citizens, inhabitants of Buea, who turned out tonight, this morning, in their hundreds, if not thousands, to protest the killing of this little baby. Ladies and gentlemen, I see that we are over 700 already on the Facebook, and I will now, while you continue to hit your share button, I will now bring you the talking points for this presentation. I bring you the talking points for this presentation, ladies and gentlemen. So please stay tuned. Again, this event happened just this morning in Buea, and it is one of those sad days in the history of this struggle, the struggle for the actualization of the independence of the Southern Cameroons. Again, I titled this Another Sad Day in Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, for over 4 years, the Republic of Cameroon has carried out a consistent campaign wanting the world to believe that Ambazonian separatists, as I like to refer to us, do not want children going to school. They have said the separatists burn down schools, that the separatists lodge in schools and harass children and teachers going to school or in school. The evidence, ladies and gentlemen, is in the contrary. And the shooting in Buea this morning is just a tip of what we have always known. That is, it is La République du Cameroon occupying forces who have made effective school learning in Ambazonia impossible as they carry out intimidations, harassment, torture, and such heartless killings as witnessed today of little Caroline Indiale, a nursery pupil of Cube, Buea. You won't believe it. Little Caroline was almost in school when the animal in the gun-toting Cameroon's occupying gendarme unleashed and took her life. She wasn't an Ambazonian restoration fighter. She wasn't waving the Ambazonian flag that would identify her as an Ambazonian activist or supporter. She was just a little innocent girl, not even in her teens, ladies and gentlemen, on the way to her kindergarten classes. What we have gathered so far is that in one of their random stops, harass and extort points in Buea today. One of La République du Cameroon occupying gendarme, a Betty Boulou, whose only name we've gotten as Mvogo. He stopped a taxi right around Cole Cathedral, a distance less than 1 kilometer to the Catholic nursery school the young Caroline was being taken to. After the taxi is stopped, a Toyota RAV4 shows up, and the gendarme stops it too, while still having the taxi driver standing by his side, negotiating the amount of bribe the taximan should pay. A lady, the driver and mother of the murdered child, steps out of the RAV4 from behind the taxi. The gendarme terrorist demands to have her vehicle's documents. She pleads that she's already late dropping little Caroline at school. The gendarme insists she must hand over her vehicle documents. She then walks into the car at this moment, and as she gets in and sits on the driver's seat, the gendarme opens fire from the back of the car, and the story is what we all mourn now. As the child lies in the pool of her own blood, the gendarme attempts to escape, but thanks for the immediate intervention of some able quarter boys who took up courage and arrested him. The population gathers and mob justice takes its course. At the end, the gendarme is sent to the world of Ekema Patrick, where he will not return. A well-deserved recompense, I should say. You would think that with the tension, the occupying forces will make a tactical and informed decision to withdraw into their barracks. No, they did not. They didn't. Hundreds of them proceeded to same Catholic primary school where the child was being taken to, and invaded it with guns as parents poured into the school to withdraw their children. The school authorities lock out the parents, but the army forces its way into the classrooms. Over 10 children who were already in class, upon seeing the invading soldiers storming their classrooms, fainted, ladies and gentlemen, to the floor. Some were transferred to the hospital. What became of them is not known yet. In the meantime, the masses, as you can see in the video footages, staged a protest march to the colonial governor's office with the remains of little Caroline. In their usual denial, the colonial governor tells the protesting crowd he doesn't know who killed little Caroline in the alley, ignoring the fact that the brute terrorist is already killed or was already killed by the same mob. Bernard O'Callaghan says the perpetrator will be brought to justice, and then he asks that the dead child be deposited at the mortuary for a state funeral. Yes, a state funeral. Damn it. Fellow AMBAZONIANS, those to be held directly responsible for the brutal murder in Buea today range from the governor, Bernard O'Callaghan, to all his subordinates in the security apparatus in that city. I mean the commanders and the commissioners of police and gendarmes in Buea, and of course the army too. For some time running, Buea has not only come under severe invasion and occupation by La République du Cameroon forces, there is an official policy of extortion sanctioned directly from the governor's office. The police, the gendarmes, and the army, they mount checkpoints all over the place to enforce this policy. The security forces are under instructions to extort, listen to me, to extort and to steal from road users, particularly drivers. Millions in CFA franc are so extorted from the people this way each passing day. From the governor's office to the hands of every police and gendarme commissioner or commander in the city of Buea, 50,000 francs are then remitted or handed over on a daily basis to Bernard Okalia, the governor, who is the general supervisor and chief beneficiary of this racket. Okalia and his subordinates are raking in millions from this extortion on a monthly basis. And this is the reason we hold them responsible for the brutal murder of this little beautiful girl, Caroline, in the LA today. She was deprived of her education and deprived of life this early morning at around after 7 in the city of Buea. From my 17 up to Bongo Square area alone, we learn there are over 10 checkpoints, or call them extortion points, ladies and gentlemen. Other parts are seeing checkpoints growing by the day also. The ultimate goal is to suck out resilience from you. It is a psychological way to drain you and to get you give up support for this struggle. They hope that you get tired and come out and voice an opinion for us to surrender. They know that if you get discouraged from the mounting extortion that they put on you, you will give up on this struggle. This is the ultimate goal. We should not be mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. We must therefore hold Bernard Okalia and his subordinates accountable for these extortions leading to deaths such as the murder of today. This murder of today is one too many. We have seen it in Kumba in the past. We have seen it in Moyoka, in Bali, in Bamenda, and you can name the rest of them. We must retaliate. Again, we must retaliate. We must pay them due recompense for brutal acts like this one. We appreciate the Buea population for coming out in their numbers and meting out the kind of justice they rendered to the perpetrator of this murder. You did the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. Buea, you did the right thing. You should be very proud of yourselves, and you should not hesitate to do it again. Tit for tat should be the new order, when they kill one of us, not just in Buea, but in all of AMBAZONIA, where La République du Cameroon has taken up positions, mounted barracks and checkpoints to harass and to extort from you. Ladies and gentlemen, French Cameroon occupying soldiers and gendarmes are not friends. They are not your friends. They are not our friends. They are your enemies, our enemies. Just as happened in Buea today, every citizen of AMBAZONIA must be ready to face them and to reduce their presence in our towns and cities. And I mean that. We must be ready to reduce their presence. As I come to you now, Buea is under lockdown. The invading army will be walking quarter to quarter, home to arrest and to torture more of our people. They hope to break your spirit and to stop the kind of unity you all demonstrated today in going after the killer of our baby. Rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, that the world is watching them. The world is recording their barbarism and genocide. But not only that, we want you to be encouraged. The world is equally witnessing your acts of courage, your acts of bravery, your acts of defiance and resilience. The world is seeing it. Refuse to be intimidated. Refuse to be harassed. It will pay off, and you shall have the last laugh. Let me connect the incident of today to the school policy that this interim government has emphasized time and again. The interim government will never come under any form of pressure or intimidation to order a total functioning of schools for the very reason of what we saw today. We have stated time and again that our schools are not safe and secure, that the children are a target by the Cameroon invading soldiers, that some classrooms are occupied by some of them, that teachers are not safe either, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want to be blaming the parents of dead Caroline, not at all. But had this child, just imagine, had this child been at home, what happened today certainly would not have happened. She would have been saved. Please, once more, we ask you, the parents, to use your discretion to decide whether or not your child should be in school or not. As far as this interim government is concerned, our stance remains that it's still unsafe to be in school. And what happened today justifies this policy in what we have said all along. The interim government is deeply touched by what happened in Buea today. We pay our heartfelt condolences to the family of little Caroline. We hope that no other child, ladies and gentlemen, would have to go through this murderous act from this murderous regime that occupies our country. And that is my talking point, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined by Bishop John Egiawan, who serves as one of the cabinet members here at the interim government, who has to deal with security, defense, intelligence, and all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, Bishop John, it's a pleasure to have you back, sir. This is something that we have seen again and again and again in this war. Good evening.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Thank you, Bishop John. Before I get back to you, we are also joined by Comrade Rder, who is also a member of cabinet, actually the Undersecretary for Women's Affairs here at the interim government. Comrade Rder, it's a pleasure to have you, ma'am.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. It's a pleasure to be on the program on this very dreadful day.
Thank you. Thank you. I will get back to you. Also with me is Comrade Marienta. I guess she is not here. She happens to be offset. If she gets back, we will get to her. But Bishop John, let me start with you, sir. As I said, this was a sad day in the history of this struggle. We have seen this happen again and again and again and again, and we do not know when this is going to end. What is it going to take? What do you think it is going to take for this dastard act by French Cameroon occupying soldiers to stop these kind of brutal killings of innocent people, toddlers in that case? This baby was less than 5 years old, less than 5 years old, and she was gunned down by an army in uniform. Bishop John, please.
Secretary Chris, I want to greet everybody that is watching us. I greet all the brave ARF on ground zero, and my special condolence or sincere condolence to the parents of this young child who was just cut short. This is very sad. Secretary Chris, the question you have asked is, it is impossible to change La Republic. La Republic are being who they are. So if you think that you're asking what is it going to take for them to stop, they will never stop. But what is going to take for us to stop them is when all Ambazonians, especially those in ground zero or on ground zero, we realize that we need to rise up just like they did today. That is what is expected of all Ambazonians. We cannot live with French Cameroon. These are evil people. These are evil people. In fact, nobody should even be thinking that there can be any kind of means for us to live together. And so we call on the people on ground zero that just like they demonstrated solidarity with this young lady, everybody will arise. And if we all can arise as Buea rose up today, La Republic will be kicked out of Ambazonia within a period of few weeks. Secretary Chris, that's what it's going to take for La Republic to stop. It will take us to kick them out. It will take us to kill all of them. It will take everybody to be involved in making sure La Republic leaves our land.
Yes, Bishop John, absolutely. We will come back to that subject, but let me get to Russia out there. Russia is not just a member of this interim government coming from the women's department, but she's also a mother. I'd like you, Comrade Patience, tell us as a mother, looking at what happened, how do you feel?
Secretary Chris, thank you. Thank you very much. I send my profound greetings and condolence to all the mothers, all the women, all the girls, all the boys who are under 5 years. It's just a day that since morning I have been I'm still looking for the word to describe such an action. I don't think any mother anywhere, their hearts are not torn apart at this time, or any child is not torn apart that a sister or a child like themselves has just been cut off like that in broad daylight, without any premonition, without any announcement, nothing. As a mother, I don't even know where to start. It is something that pierces more than even the longest sword that some we have to pierce through anything. To see a child in his or her own blood. In an early morning, you are taking the child to school, a school that you are just forcing yourself to take the child against all odds. And to see such a thing, as I said, I'm still looking for what and how to even describe it as a mother. I haven't seen the adjective up to now. The wickedness that is spreading out there, Ambazonians need to sit up, mothers need to sit up, women have to sit up. I saw one proud mama. I'm so proud of her. I went to my bathroom. I did the same thing for this child, and I called unto God on behalf of Ambazonia. It is something that Every woman, every mother should get up. It is not time to sit down and say that will not think, because that could be your granddaughter, that could be your own daughter, that could be your niece, it could be your cousin, it could be anybody in any place. If you sit around and fold your arms and think that this little girl is just a girl of her own, she is your daughter. She is a child, an Ambazonia, a future. Look at the brightness in her eye, packed full of destiny. That an idiot, an uncircumcised Philistine, an uncircumcised La République cut off the destiny of this little girl on this day that I don't even know how to associate it. Many have gone down the same train like her. For what reason? For what reason? Because they are Ambazonians? Because they have plotted to subjugate every Ambazonian child, every Ambazonian mother, not to stand up. But my appeal is that girls and mothers should stand up and speak and talk and walk, even walk half naked on behalf of this baby. I don't think any woman should be sitting where they are sitting and not thinking of what to do.
Thank you. Bishop John, we, from the beginning of the school year, put out a policy that parents should keep their children home, because we saw situations like this popping up. As I said in my monologue, La République du Cameroon has ever since carried out a campaign of misinformation to the international community to the effect that it is Ambazonians who do not want children go back to school. What we have just seen today is testament to the right judgment, the right call that we made. And it is also evidence to the international community. Ambazonians have reason, good reason, to say children should stay home, because out there the schools are not safe, the teachers are not safe, the children are not safe. Does Cameroon still have that message? Let me start with Russia again as a mother. Can they still preach that message?
Dr. Chris, I don't think that they can preach any message that it is safe out there, because I really applaud the interim government, because when sometimes or most times the interim government comes out there with the love for their people, appealing to the people on ground zero, listen to us. We have exposure from that same country that you are, and we were there. And we are now in another space where you are not, and you haven't felt the differences. We are telling you from another perspective, as people who've tested cold and hot water. We are telling you that just have a place, stay put, things will be good for you. But what do our people do? Sometimes they say maybe we are just deceiving them, and they fall into the trap of the enemy, being deceived, being trapped, being manipulated. This is why things do happen. I wonder if they really still, they too can answer the question if they believe that it is safe. From every fact, if we go back from the beginning, we saw the children from the first time, the girls in Buea being dragged into the sewage water. That was already a sign. You saw the girls in Sipisibali being dragged into that thick mud. That was a sign. You saw the children in Gabu being killed. That was another sign. You saw the children at school in Kumba being killed. That was another sign. You saw baby Abigail. You saw the little child that was roasted. You saw the child that was alleged to have been fried into oil in Widikum. All those atrocities taking place in Ambazonia with our children. This is a blueprint. This is a benchmark to tell Ambazonians that these people do not even care. They do not even care about whether you are a child, you are a boy or a girl, a teenager or an adult or an old man, an old mama like Mama Happy. They do not care. They penetrate and pierce and kill and destroy, frustrating to destroy so that nothing should be left for, as Ambazonia, nothing should be left. People should be frustrated out there and start calling for some kind of no nonsense, whatever. Those are the expectations. And Ambazonians are the only people to cut it short because as it stands, they don't want us to dream of anything. They don't want us to hope for anything other than to frustrate all the efforts that we are putting in place. It's only us, people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonians, who are going to stand up to say it will not go their way.
Thank you.
Ambazonians
Bishop
have
John, I'd
stand
like
up
to get
and
your
say
take
their
on
piece.
this.
Yeah. Secretary Chris, um, you know, most of the time when we talk to people on ground zero, just like Mara Shell have just said, they try to compare themselves with us who are here in the diaspora. And I want to believe that that's the narrative that La Republique has put in the head of some of the people. Because we have asked Amazonian people to value education and life. It is never too late to go to school, Secretary Chris. We have adults who are still going to school. We have old people who are still trying to graduate primary school even at this time. Is it better to go to school or try to go to school and be killed? Or is it better to wait when we regain our country and then everybody can go to school? And it's not like there are not other options for schools. There are options where parents can do homeschooling for their kids. And there are some other options online and many other things that they can do to educate the children. But it seems as if people have just put away reasoning and all the think about the school and they fall into the trick or the trap of La Republique with the narrative they have gone. They say, oh, everything is fine, everything is normal. They are there in the diaspora, their children can go to school. We here, you want us to not go to school, as if what we are doing is us who is going to benefit. Secretary Chris, you and I can stay in the diaspora for the rest of our lives. We can be buried here. We are not going to feel anything. All the contribution, the debt we are entering in, the double jobs that we are doing, some people are doing 3 jobs just to make sure they are making contribution to support this revolution, is for the sake of those people on ground zero. Secretary Chris, I've lost family members. One of the child of my cousin was burnt in the house in a corner. You know, these Ambazonians on ground zero need to realize that this the length of this fight is in their hands. Once Ambazonians will realize that we all need to be one, we all need to be decisive. There's no way we can go back to live like we used to live in La Republique du Cameroon. There's only one way out for this struggle. It is our total unconditional independence. That is it. People on ground zero need to realize this, and everybody needs to come together. And when we come together, I'm telling you, said Chris, 2 weeks, this war is going to end. That's what is needed. This war is delayed because some people on ground zero have not gotten it yet. And this is why we continue to suffer consequences like this little girl whose life was just a very beautiful girl with a bright future. Her life was just cut short. Not to talk of all the other children who have been killed, and baby Martha and the rest. This happens every day, Secretary Chris. This one was caught on camera. There are other incidences that are happening, but we don't get it on video, we don't get it on picture.
You are correct, and this is what La Republique doesn't want to see when these things are caught on camera. You will recall that the event of Bamesing by FM No PT, La Republique went around yelling and quite upset, not because their soldiers were killed, because they don't damn care about those soldiers, but only because it was caught on camera. We are joined by Lady Marianta, who is the Under Secretary for Education here at the interim government. Let me bring her in now. Lady Marianta, it's a pleasure to have you, ma'am. You have been listening to us now. And I would like to get your take. Being a mother, not just a mother, you are also a teacher. Tell us how you feel looking at these images coming from Buea.
Greetings, Secretary Chris. Greetings to my fellow panelists. Greetings, fellow Ambazonians, brothers and sisters all over the world. Secretary Chris, oh my God. I am lost for words to even explain or describe how I feel. But what I know is that within the sadness and utter shock, there is profound anger. I am angry that we are having to lose our children this way. Angry that a little girl, innocent child, woke up this morning not knowing that her life, that was going to be it. It's just shocking. I am in so much shock. I only found this out just a few hours ago. I am just completely broken, Secretary Chris. Broken as a mother, as a teacher. It's the images, the videos are just too horrific. They're just terrible. So
Yes.
sad. Yet again, we suffer this kind of gross, I don't even know what words to use, butchery. How can what has a 6-year-old done? What has a 6-year-old done to even deserve that? Not to talk about the other children that have, as Maricha was saying, have been fried, roasted to death. I mean, this needs to stop. This has to stop. We all need to stop this. Secretary
I can
Chris.
I can understand the emotional trauma you find yourself in there, Lady Marienta. But I would like us to delve into the very reason why what happened today happened. It was because of greed, extortion, that what happened in Buea today happened. Ladies and gentlemen, this army is known to be brutal. They are known to be vicious. But what led to the murder in Kumba today and Buea today was greed, extortion from an army in uniform. We are told that they have erected over 10 checkpoints, from my 17 Buea right up to around Bongo Square. 10 checkpoints on the same stretch of the road. And today, they stop the taxi while the taxi man is negotiating with the uniform guy how much he should pay in bribe. They stop the lady carrying the child to school. And they demand for documents. And she walks into the car. We don't know whether she went to bring in the document. La République du Cameroon has just issued a statement that says she was about to speed off. And then the gendarme fired a shot from behind and caught this little baby. But whatever the case, this was a case of extortion that led into this. How do you have 10 extortion points within a distance of less than 3 kilometers? Bishop John, let me get back to you. How do you explain this in a civilized society?
Senator Chris, La République has decided, look, the people of La République, this military, they do not value Ambazonian life. They do not value the well-being of Ambazonia. They have come to make our life hell. That's what they have come to do. I mean, I don't know why we are surprised. You see, people are still being the way they are being because they have not realized how evil La République is. That's what they have made our life hell. Secretaries, they are killing us. They are extorting money from us. They are raping our girls. They are killing our children. They are just they are ripping our country. They are extorting our wealth and everything. This is what these people are doing. That is their lifestyle. That is, they are doing this secretaries to frustrate us and to think that some people are going to give up and they start to blame the Ambazonia Restoration Forces, or they start to blame the interim government. That's what they are trying to do. They feel like if they choke our people, instead of our people to retaliate against them, they are going to be retaliating against us. And that is a strategy that La Republic is doing. And fortunately for them, some few individuals are falling for La Republic's strategy and their tricks. But let me tell you, Secretary Chris, it doesn't take the masses for us to go to war. We have enough people that will stand strong so far as this revolution is concerned, and we will get to Buea. Whether the masses that choose to be silent or to fold their hand and stay and be over the fence, they don't want to join the race to Buea. But let me tell you, those of us who are involved, those on ground zero, those of us in the diaspora, we are going to get to Buea. But the sooner the Ambazonia people realize that La Republic is using a strategy to frustrate them, that's what they're doing. How can you have within 3 kilometers if it is not for frustration or is not to make their life miserable? Explain that to me. That's the way I look at it.
Well, you are absolutely correct. That is what they are trying to do, and I have laid that out in my talking point there. The agenda is to try to frustrate the resilience, the courage of Ambazonians who are saying, until we get back our territory, we are not going to relent. And they believe if they can keep on extorting from people, harassing people, torturing people, a time will come, they will get the element of fatigue, call for a surrender. That is what this is all about. And it is unfortunate we are not budging, not at all. And I hope that the people in Buea, in Bamenda, everywhere on ground zero, they listen to the sound of my voice. Again, this is a war of independence. It will not be given to us. We will take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take it. They will not give it to us. So act like this should only make us to demonstrate that holy anger in us, to prove to them that we are not giving up, we are not surrendering. You can frustrate us, you can harass us, you can torture us. We will not surrender. Bishop John, I see your hand is still up before I get to the ladies.
Yes, I just want to say something. If every Ambazonian is wise or violent, you will see that what La Republic has been doing in the land of Amazonia, they don't do that to any La Republic citizen. Secretaries, they don't burn La Republic citizens' home. Secretaries, they don't extort money from La Republic citizen. Secretaries, they don't kill La Republic citizen. In the neighborhood where they are killing Ambazonians, they might even make a mistake to kill La Republic citizen or to burn the houses of La Republic citizens, secretaries. I am telling the Ambazonians to rise up and open their eyes, see what is happening, and get all these frogs out of Victoria and out of Buea. Instead, we know that these people, they are trying to come into our country and to overtake us, to just swipe us, and we cannot allow that to happen. The people on Ganzero, you need to shine your eye. We are the only ones suffering. Ambazonians are the only ones being killed. La Republic people are not being killed. You should see that this is intentional, and we have no business with this La Republic people, because they themselves cannot even arise to point a finger at their government, because they know exactly what is going on. They have been sent there to come and be agents and to marginalize us, or to give opportunity for their government to continue to do the evil that they are doing, perpetrating in our country.
I will get to the ladies. Please give us your take on this. Yeah, Marianta, you can go first.
Yeah, Secretary Chris.
All right.
Secretary Chris, let me just come in because
yes,
I'm just so boiling and remembering. You know, this Bishop John just said it. Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, shine your eye. This generation, we have said we are the never again generation. And we have called this our struggle God ordained struggle. It is not for nothing. Remember, since 30th of September 1961, La République stepped its feet into Bongo Square. For those that were there, I have people who were children living then in class quarters in Buea. They watched through their glass doors, seeing how La République stationed their ammo cars in Buea even before the Union Jack was brought down on 30th of September 1961, where our independence was supposed to be completed on the 1st of October 1961. They were already there at Bongo Square. Until today, they haven't left. Because people were not really, were still trusting and hoping that these people did not come to kill and steal and destroy us. They thought they were brothers. They let them. But look today, into every village, there is a military barrack. Just reflect where you come from. There is a military barrack everywhere. There is a commandant. There's the adjutant. Everybody there is La République person. From the SDO or the DO or whosoever is La République. They have systematically infiltrated us for a very long time without people feeling the pinch. Just because the time has come that God has decided to take out his people from slavery, from bondage. That is why we see things, and with the help of the modern technology of the WhatsApp, the Facebook, and everything, and cameras everywhere, they cannot continuously hide in their treacherous, demonic, satanic agenda for the people of Southern Cameroon. That is why you see it is called for every Southern Cameroonian, every Ambazonian. It is not a matter of interim government. This is no longer a matter for interim government alone or the people in the diaspora. It's no longer, look at it, look at a small girl, look at a child. What is her soul going to talk tomorrow? What is she going to ask you and I tomorrow, who call themselves Ambazonians? These are some of the things that if they haven't come to your doorsteps, this woman taking this child this morning never knew that it was going to be her own child. It could be your own tomorrow. It could be my own tomorrow. Nobody should say I reject it, because we have been rejecting it, but it keeps coming to us. Ambazonians, wherever you are, know that you are dealing with a demonic python, a group of people that have no conscience. They do not have any iota for anybody. They don't care about anything. Look at a mother had to go into her Eve cloth because of a child whose destiny has been cut short. And those of you sitting out there thinking that na social, na special status, no, just enjoy them. I will tell you, say, if you not change your utterance, one of these days you go get one of these visitations, because look at this child. Ambazonians, you people are deceiving yourself in your own day. In the parliament, in the senate, in the cabinet, or whatever you call yourself. These are your daughters. This is your granddaughter. This could have been your son's wife. But you sit there, you refuse to see. Ambazonia is for all of us. Whether you are in America or you are in Bafut or in Momo, wherever you are. If you think that it is not for you, then you are not yet knowing that you are sleeping with the enemy. You are not yet knowing that the enemy is dropping poison into your food.
Thank you, Comrade Russia. You raised an interesting point there about this so-called elite. the so-called La République du Cameroon elite with Ambazonian heritage. I'm talking about the people like that lady, so-called Professor Chinje somebody, the Kilos, the Atanganjis, the Ngoles, the Philemon Yans, and so on. I don't know. How can they go to sleep? How can they go to sleep or wake up every morning to oppose the struggle of the people, seeing incidences like this one, when innocent children are gone down and they still think that Ambazonians are on the wrong path? Maybe I will ask that question to Marianta. How can they still be on the other side, Marianta, looking at all of this? Of course, this is not the first case. No Francophones are being murdered in this struggle. The people being murdered by French Cameroon army are their own children, their own brothers and sisters. How can they pretend to remain neutral?
Well, Secretary Chris, that's what baffles all of us, I believe. I wouldn't want to say it's denial. I can only think it's the lack of courage for them to stand up for their people. At the end of the day, they are a huge disappointment and a disgrace. I don't know which people they think they're representing, because if they cannot stand up for the people of the region who are being persecuted on a daily basis, the question arises, who are they representing? Who are they there to represent? Why are they not using the position to speak up for their people? How many babies need to die? How many young girls? How many girls need to be raped? How many young boys need to be arrested for nothing, just because they were born in Ambazonia, for committing no crimes at all? How many children need to suffer? Who are they representing? The people need to reject them. Southern zone and northern zone people. If people are going around in La République saying that they're representing you, you need to reject them, because they're not representing you at all. It's a shame, it's a real disgrace that those people are still sitting there, dining with La République, whilst they're killing their own cousins, their own sisters' children, their nephews. Huh. I don't know whether I can say that it's witchcraft or stupidity or fear. What are you afraid of? What's the worst that they can do to you? They are already killing your people. You have no dignity sitting and dining with them. They do not respect you. They do not value you. So if you are a Southern Zone person thinking that you are one of them, they do not value you. They do not respect you. Because if they respected you, they will seek your opinion and they will make sure that your people are okay. That you are sitting there as equal partners. Do you think that they actually value your opinion? They just use you for their own good.
Thank you. Bishop John, talking about that, give me your take on the actions taken by the Buea population today.
Secretary Chris, when I saw the population of Buea, I was reminded of 22nd September. I mean, the day that Ambazonia all went into the street. That's how it looked like today. And I just said, oh, how I wish they were awake every day just like this. How I wish these people will not do this today and go to sleep tomorrow, Secretary Chris. That's what I expect from our people. It should be like this if we need to get to Buea very quickly. They should keep this fire up. Secretary Chris, you were talking about this Munzu and all these black legs. I call favorite slaves. These are favorite slaves. Slave that the slave master is using to suppress other people. do you think that you are asking? How do they go to sleep? Second Chris, these people have sold their souls for money. These are people that the Republic have made them who they are today. They have sold souls. They are living at the mercy of life. Let me tell you, these people, they don't have souls. They don't have conscience. They don't have a life. Because if they did, Secretary Chris, they wouldn't be who they are today, and they won't be folding their arms, and they won't be trying to advocate any type of union with La Republic, Secretary Chris. These people are dead. We should forget about them. These are losers. These are sell out. These are evil people. These are favorite slaves. They are useless. Why should we even consider them? These are people who have La Republic, and they are the people who are giving La Republic the ahead to continue to do what La Republic is doing to us. These are enablers of La Republic for the suffering and the killing and the guys in Ambazonia. All of them will be held accountable if they are still alive when we get to Buea.
Absolutely.
Secretary Chris,
Yes, yeah, Marenta, go on.
I want to add that these people that you've called out, these people that Bishop John has called slaves, I mean, it's slaves are actually, I think they're worse than slaves, because slaves are in that bondage and they still fight. They will find a way to fight out of that bondage. I believe that they are worse than slaves because slaves fought. If we look at the history of slavery, they were in that position because they had no other choice, but they fought for it. Over these years, they fought and they got their freedom. No slave wanted to be a slave. These people, our brother, I'm not even going to call them our brothers and sisters. They are no longer my brothers and sisters. I will not refer to them as that. Because
Well,
if they
have
were
never
our
been,
brothers
right?
and sisters, sorry?
They have never been.
Yeah, they cannot be. Because
If
if you,
they were,
they
we
cannot
wouldn't be
be
here
our
today.
brothers and sisters watching our own children being killed and not feel a thing. They cannot be our brothers and sisters. They are not. They have dissociated themselves from us. Like I asked earlier, who are they representing? A slave that does not acknowledge the annexation of their own country. Slaves that do not acknowledge and realize that the wrongs that have been done by their slave master, if they want to be called slaves, should be corrected. That is just cowardice, Secretary Chris. I call that cowardice. That kind of behavior in this day and time, because guess what? The money that they have been bribed and they've been extorting from the country, especially Southern Cameroons, all these years, they should have enough money to seek to go into exile and speak up if they choose to. They are just being cowards, Secretary Chris, to watch their brothers and sisters, innocent children, women being raped, boys just being arrested for nothing. For what paycheck? At what cost? That I think is just unforgivable, Secretary Chris. It's just unforgivable. And the people, if Jesus, if they were from my village, they should not even see the road to the village again. It is the people of their origin that needs to ban them from even classifying themselves or associating themselves with their region. Because unless we actually hold them to account in that way, nothing is going to stop. If they've sold their souls for chicken change, because at the end of the day, whatever La Republique is giving them is not even up to a hundredth of what La Republique is extorting from our territory.
Absolutely.
Where is the sense in that? Where is the sense in getting peanut money when your people are being killed? The money that is given to you is just like a tiny fraction of what is being extorted from your territory, from your natural resources, from the richness. No money is worth that child's life. No money is worth the children's life that were killed in Gabu. No money is worth the life of the child that was roasted. And Secretary Chris, I want to talk about the education now, because education is a human right, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Now, just this year in May, The UNGA met up, the UN General Council met up, and they did vote for a new bill. They updated that bill, they upgraded it. The overwhelming majority of them voted for the responsibility to protect. Now I want to call on their moral consciousness. All those countries, 193 or 198 countries who sat there, debated over those days, and came up with this resolution that they made a promise. They made a promise to the world. I want to call on them, we as Ambazonians, all the Ambazonian mothers, all the Ambazonian children, all the Ambazonian fathers, all of us Ambazonians, we are calling on the United Nations, the Security Council, the United Nations Security Council. Where are you? Where are you? You made a promise. And I'll quote to you what your promise was. This is a promise that you made. You said, and I'm going to quote them. You have said that the international community can coalesce when vulnerable populations face the threat of atrocity crimes. We are not facing any threats. We are living the threats. We are seeing our people being dead. They're being killed. So we're not even, we've gone past threats. It's happening. The responsibility to protect. Where is your responsibility to protect this young girl, Caroline? Where is that? This is not just an abstract. You can see the videos. You know what has happened. I am calling on behalf of all Ambazonians, and as the Undersecretary for the Department of Education and Strategic Collaboration, as a teacher here in the United Kingdom, our children deserve the right to education. Why is it? How long does it take for UNESCO to give us a safe buffer zone for our children to go to school? How long is it going to take? How many children need to have their heads scattered all over the place? Why is it that this girl has to pay for a crime that she did not commit? Look at her, innocent, full of promise, full of life. Why is it that the United Nations is not keeping to their promise? We talk about enabling the international community to take timely and decisive action wherever and whenever mass atrocity crimes are threatened. Like I said, they are not just threatened, they are being carried out. Where is the responsibility to protect? Why are we not seeing it in action? When are we going to see the UN on the ground in southern Cameroons actually doing the fact-finding and holding La République du Cameroon military to account for all these crimes that they're committing on innocent children, women, innocent civilians who have done absolutely nothing? My God.
Thank you.
Fellow Ambazonians, Secretary Chris, I want our people to go back and read something. I would like everyone to search upon this. This vote by the UN General Assembly, Resolution A75-277. I need you guys to read on it, and I need you to write to your MPs, to your members of parliament, and quote this, because this is a time. This vote was made on the 18th of May 2021. This is fresh. We want to see it being put in action in southern Cameroons. Our people need to be protected. Our people need Jesus. Where is the value of our life? Fellow Ambazonians, British Southern Cameroons, we need to use that. We need to use that to speak to members of parliament, to hold their government to account. They need to actually action this, because this is not going to go on any further. We cannot accept this to go on any further. The international community needs to do what they say they're going to do. They won't just use words and just deceive us. Action needs to be taken. It starts now. We do not need to lose any more children in this manner. What is it? How many, when a child is killed over here, there is something being done about it. Why is it that our children get killed every single day, over and over again, and people still go to sleep and wake up the next day like there's nothing? No, Ambazonians, absolutely no. We're not accepting that.
All right. Thank you.
Marianta.
Yes, go
Yes,
on.
I beg your pardon.
Yes,
I
go
just
on,
want to
Russia.
emphasize, you know, this write-up, this document you've read to us, I appreciate it very much. Not forgetting that even before then, the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia sent out a communique. Your department, the Department of Education and
yes, we did.
They sent out a letter outlining. I wish we could also read some of the extract here for people to know that Ambazonians see things far ahead, even before they happened, even before they take place. The government came out, crying out here. Secretaries came out, let me put it, crying, because those are times we cry to say, let it not be the way we think it should be. The women's department, we came out here on the horizon, we cried it. The Department of Education came out and cried it. The Defense Department came out and cried it. All of us, we cried it to our people that it is not safe. And even then, the UN Security Council, together with UNESCO, should create a buffer zone so our children could go to school. So nobody will say Ambazonians do not want children to go to school. The interim government said it is our wish that all of our children should be educated. But how do we send our children to school when bullets are flying left, right, center? As if we did not even finish the statement. Bullets are flying.
Exactly.
Sorry, Chris.
Did we talk to ourselves?
Yes, Bishop John.
I appreciate Iya Marianta for bringing the paper and that UN resolution as if they are not a UN resolution concerning the Ambazonia struggle or the situation of Ambazonia. But this is what I want. I want to appeal straight to the Ambazonian people. It is not the UN that is going to deliver us. It's us. Let me tell you, Secretary Chris, we have that has been under fire for many years now. We have Ngokitunja that is being fired down many years now. Bui that is going through hell right now. But what are the other countries doing, Secretary Chris? All the other local government and other countries. What we need, if Ambazonia really need the United Nations to do something, to step into Ambazonia, we have to step up our game. We have given all the people strategies. We have told them guerrilla warfare and everything that we have given, but some countries are still dormant. Some local government are still sleeping and not putting there. Instead, they are doing merry with La Republic du Cameroon. Say the Chris, we are the one holding our going to Buea. People of Ambazonia, the people of Ground Zero, even some in the diaspora, we are the one holding us from getting to Buea. Every county, every local government should arise and lift up the burden that is on all these other counties that are getting the war every day. That's what we need to do. This United Nations will not do anything until we do something, until we increase our firepower, until every local government wake up from sleep. Like, the is not going to do anything.
Well,
Okay,
Bishop John, I have said that again and again and again, that if we think that we are going to be saved by anybody in the international community, we make a very, very big mistake. It is we to save ourselves. The United Nations will not give us independence. Why would they give us independence after, only to sit there and have over 30,000 of us killed? Why didn't they give the Sudan's independence until, again, hundreds of thousands were killed? Why not Eritrea? Why not Tigris? Why not Somaliland? The Somalis, they took it. It wasn't given them. They took it. And so the statement you have made is very balanced. We think that every county, every LGA in Ambazonia, this is the time for you to step up the firepower. The firepower. That is the only language that both the United Nations and La République du Cameroon understands. That is the language. And so, all of Ambazonia must be on fire. On fire.
That's right.
It should not be Ngoke Tunjia, should not be Bui, should not be Lebialem, should not be Bali. It should be all of Ambazonia. Let me ask one more question here and your own take on this. Bernard Okalia came out after the protesters marched to his office and said they should deposit the corpse at the mortuary. They will give her, the little girl, a state burial, a state funeral. What's your take on this? Is that what that family needs?
I think
Yes,
I
anyone
think
of you
that's
can
an
go in
insult.
first.
I think it's an insult to even ask that. That is such an insult to the life of that child, to the family, to all Ambazonians. To what state burial is that? What state? Is it going to be Ambazonian state burial or is it La République state burial? She's an Ambazonian child. She's not a La République child. So what is he referring to? And if he values her life so much, what has he done to stop it? That is just, I don't know. That is provocation, honestly. That is real provocation. Why doesn't he do something for that child and other children to have gone to school in a safe area? This interim government, Rachel, thank you for reminding us. So our position as the Department of Education and Strategic Collaboration, which was shared with all Ambazonians on the 30th of August, was that the security on the ground was still not good. It was not at any level where we could ensure the safety of our children, and therefore our department, the IG, advised all parents that we still don't think it's safe for children to go to school, but they use their discretion. But unfortunately, look at what has happened. As a parent, I think I'd rather educate my child at school. At home, I obviously would prefer for the children to be in a safe school environment to learn from. But under these circumstances, it's a huge risk wanting to take your children to school where we have up to those 10 military checkpoints, points of extortion, where whilst people like civilians are just trying to do their usual movement to get to school. So as our IGs stated very clearly, and I hope that all our parents will use this point for deep reflection. Once a child's life is gone, we cannot bring it back. But education, we can catch up on it. We can educate our children at home. We can educate our children online. But we cannot reverse that bullet. We cannot reverse that loss.
Absolutely.
So as a parent, as a teacher, we need to make the right decisions. We need to make those tough decisions. Safety comes first.
This Mr. Governor, Bernard, whatever, he has insulted the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia more than enough any normal human being would take. Whatever thing he was saying there that we heard that people should go in peace, I don't know whether he understands the meaning of peace. I don't know. But all I can say, this is his handwork. Because he cannot say he doesn't know that there are 10 checkpoints on a distance of 3 kilometers apart. 10 different checkpoints. Which means if you leave Moliko, you want to go maybe to Buea up there, you should keep 5,000 to give 500 to all of those 10 checkpoints. He cannot tell me that he does not know that all these things are going on. The fact that the people are so quiet does not mean that they are stupid or they don't know what to do. It's time for him to still just surrender himself, just pack and leave, because they think deploying military, giving them how do they call it? Bulletproofs, like the one we saw this mad person that killed our daughter. He was putting on a bulletproof, but on this day today, bulletproof did not save him. So it's not the amount of bulletproof that people will wear, or this their piece that they are pretending to talk here that is going to make any bent Ambazonia to stop what they are doing. It is a disgrace for him to say they are going to give the child a state burial. It's a disgrace for him and whosoever that sent him on this demonic mission. It is a disgrace. That is what I would say, and let him not continue. Let him not continue sitting on that seat thinking that lives of our children will be killed. They killed in Kumba, they killed in Mautu, they killed in Buea, they killed, and this little baby that died this morning, he thinks that he will stand up and call peace for the Ambazonian people. This language does not tie up with what is going on. The only peace will come when he will clear them off the streets of Buea, clear them off Ambazonian soil, and they all together pack their bags and go back to where they come from. Then peace will reign in Ambazonia. Because as it stands, we have no French Cameroon person has been killed since this war started by anyone, neither by the bullets from the military nor by any person that has been pushed to the war to say we want to revenge. So the peace he is preaching is not peace as it is. It is for him igniting, exciting the people, instigating the people that you should do something so that we should know your hideout and come and smoke you out and know what to do with you. Because this is not time to even talk peace. I even see it here that they are indicting the deceased mother. For what? Because he did not give 500 francs. Instead to indict him, the governor that permits things to happen in a place he has been made, according to them, chef d'etat. If he was chef d'etat in a Wondo country or anywhere, could he have been killing people like this?
Well,
this is not done. It's a disgrace, and disgrace for demonic patrons who sit and walk with him. People who have decided to put themselves in bondage, thinking that they are working for a government that is killing their own children. You should know that you are in perpetual bondage. For you to sleep and get up and see the devil before you that you have signed your contract with, and you are dining and eating with them and turning around and killing your own sister. This is the bondage. It's something that will follow you and follow you unto the day that you will not even know where to hide your head, because Ambazonia will be free.
Bishop John, please.
Yes, Sir Chris, what Ambazonia people want is life and freedom. It's not state burial. This guy was so... But you know one thing I said that the people of Ground Zero missed? They missed an opportunity to lynch that governor. He always lived in hiding. But there was an opportunity. They could see him. They could have just what they did to that foolish idiot that is going to meet a Kema Patrick right now. That's what they should have done to the governor. That governor deserved to die. And I hope he can die one of these days. He can fall victim to the hands of our Ambazonia Restoration Forces. We don't need state burial. We need freedom. We need life. All we need is the life of that baby, not a state. What an insult that this guy will be insulting Ambazonia, insulting this family, that they should go and put the child in a mortuary for a state burial. Is that what the kind of peace we are looking for? These people are so evil. In fact, they are stupid. I don't know. Look, we keep blaming these people, but my blame will continue to go to Ambazonians who are enabler of this demonic system in our country. My blame continue to go to them. And listen, Secretary Chris, I want to end with this. Listen. An enemy is an enemy. We have a lot of enemies who are Ambazonia in our land. Anybody is enabling La République to continue to commit this type of atrocities in Cameroon, be it La République or Ambazonia enemy, and we should not be merciful with them. Say Chris, These are the people that are holding our revolution because they have decided to take side with Latin, and they are giving our public the impression that they still have something to do in our country. And these are the people that are giving a wrong impression to the international community. So, Secretary Chris, internal enemies, we should deal with them equally as we are dealing with our public enemies. And I hope that this population that I saw today in Buea with that kind of anger, I hope that this type of anger go on and deal with every Republic and give them the same taste of pain that Ambazonians have been feeling for all these years.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to open the phone lines. Let's try to hear from Ground Zero, particularly from Buea. I would like to open the phone lines. And if you are in Buea, we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to know the atmosphere in Buea. We'd like to know your contribution, your take on this story. But before you call, make sure that your telephone, your TV set, the volume of your set is shut down. Before you call, make sure the volume of your set is shut down. And while we wait for the calls, I will also go back, ladies and gentlemen, to the subject of this extortion. The subject of this extortion. The colonial governor in Buea, Bernard Okalia, must be held responsible for these roadside extortions in the city of Kumba and everywhere in Ambazonia. This governor must be held responsible because we are reliably told they are on 50,000 francs, 50,000 francs on a daily basis from the governor's office down to every post chief, every police post chief in Buea, and I believe part of Ambazonia too. We will not allow this to happen any further. And I really hope that the restoration forces in FACO in particular, they listen to us, they watch us, and they will do what they know how to do. If he cannot deserve death, then this governor is no good for any one of us. Marienta, let me get back to you. I know that somebody has mentioned the international, you mentioned the international community.
Yes.
Do you see this moving them in any way? They are always in the habit of trying to say, it is the separatists who are stopping children from going to school. I think it was only last week I had about an hour interview with Human Rights Watch. 3 of them in the team, including their regional director, including their director. 3 of them. We had a tete-a-tete for an hour, and I was trying to explain to them, we are not responsible for school shutdown in Ambazonia. And I told them exactly what has happened today. French Cameroon pose a security danger for the children going to school. Do you see them acting? In fact, this morning before coming live here, I wrote to Human Rights Watch representative for Africa, and she acknowledged seeing these images coming from Buea. But does this really mean to these people? Does it mean, would it move them? Yeah, Marienta.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. What I believe is that the Human Rights Watch themselves are very aware, and they report fairly on the atrocities happening in our country. The problem is the UN member states not taking the right actions to prevent it. That is the actual problem. The UN Security Council not taking the right actions to stop this. I follow the Human Rights Watch on Twitter. I check them out online. So they do give a fair report on what's happening. And they actually are also trying
Yeah,
to
Marenta.
appeal to the international. Yes,
Please, a moment after you, Bishop John, please weigh in on that. And then lastly, Maharashtra, and then we'll go to the phone calls.
excellent. Thank you. So I was saying that it is the United Nations Security Council that needs to actually get its act together. The humanitarian organizations like Human Rights Watch that's monitoring the atrocities happening around the world, particularly in southern Cameroon, on top of their game. It is the international community that needs to actually step up and do the right thing. They have made pledges to um, to protect and prevent genocide, war crimes, or crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing. Um, but again, I think the Human Rights Watch need to also remind them of this, together with all Ambazonians. So Ambazonians actually have a lot of work to do. The work that needs to be done by people on the ground requesting for or making doing their best to make sure that the military leave our territory so that our children can be safe, along with Ambazonians in the diaspora doing their own parts in terms of diplomacy to make sure that the governments are held to account for what they voted. 115 countries voted for this new law for the responsibility to protect. Those countries need to be persuaded, they need to be reminded of their responsibility. They signed something, they need to be reminded to take action. Their pictures, the videos do not lie. So if anyone thought that they want to bury their heads under the sand like ostriches, the videos are very clear. The evidence is staring at them right in the face. So they need to take action. The time has gone where they can pretend that they don't know. The truth is out there, and they have to accept it and be accountable. Thank you.
Secretary Chris, I think that Marata is right. The Security Council or the United Nations take their responsibility, but I think that there's something here. The British are ashamed to acknowledge the evil that they did to Ambazonia. And that's why they are so silent and they wish this thing could just go away. But unfortunately, it's not going to go away. One way or the other, the British just need to come to terms of their evil that they did by selling us to La République du Cameroon. France, also the evil masters. You see, the Western power, they play friends. They are allies. So because France is involved, they can only tell us, oh, go to the dialogue, go to the dialogue. Well, they don't use any power or sanction or something on La Republic to force them to go to dialogue with us. So you see, Secretary Chris, it is a club of friends. It is a club of friends because France's hands are dirty. The US doesn't want to go against France. The British don't want to go against France because their hands are dirty. They are just friends. Look at who are in the Security Council. Look at them. They are friends. So we are left, the power to do something is in our hands. And that's why I will continue to call on every local government that is in the southern zone or in Equatoria, in Midland, in Savannah, that we should wake up from sleep and uplift the burden that is on Bui, on Bokitunja, and Lebialem. Everyone, if we do these things, these people will be forced to do what they are supposed to do. How can you imagine the way they are treating our refugees? Giving refugees 3,000 naira, $6 a month? Really? See refugees killing themselves because they're even denying them farms to work. And you have over 85,000 refugees in Nigeria lamenting and just dying of hunger. The United Nations cannot even take on their responsibility. The United Nations has failed. They have failed. If anybody is thinking that the United Nations is going to rescue us from this situation, I am telling you that it will take a while. It is us who can rescue ourselves from this situation. They are not coming. They are all losers. They are only fighting unnecessary wars all over the world, and it has come to a legitimate war when we are fighting for our right to existence, our right to independence. Nobody's helping us because they play games with us, Secretary Chris, because it is a friendship club. Let me tell you, Ambazonians, this thing is in our hand. Everybody should gear up, and every local government should gear up with popcorns, with candles, with everything, and let the whistle start blowing and let the dancing begin. And I want to tell you, those of you in Victoria, those of you in Buea, those of you in, let me tell you, kick all the flocks out. As you rose up today, kick us out. When we begin to do this, La Republic will come to the table. Let me tell you, Secretary Chris, destroy everything that is La Republic in Ambazonia, all their offices, all those businesses, all those offices, all those kekeleries, and those they are coming to extort money from us. Ambazonia should arise, because this is the interest of La Republic in our Cameroon, in La Republic to Cameroon in our country. And until we arise to deny them this right in our country, they will not get out of our country. That's what I'm saying. United Nations don't do anything. It is us who have the right to do something. I'll end there. Thank you.
Yeah, let me just take it from there. International community, they know the history more than you and I. Most of us are just learning the truth about the history that we were even taught in school. They knew it from the day they started dividing the continent of Africa. They knew why they were at the UN, why they said have independence by joining. They knew when they discovered that there was oil, then the Southern Cameroons or the black man did not even have any boat or any testing machines to drill, to bore anything. They knew, and they still know till today, where anything is. They're just downplaying anything. If they want to do anything, they will do. But if their time has not come that they want to do something, then we will still be looking for them to come if their time has not yet come. In Rwanda, where 1 million Tutsi and Hutus killed themselves, they went there 10 years later, they said never again. Will they let something, a genocide like this happen to a group of people? They would not be ethnic policy or ethnic cleansing by any nation. The whole international community was there. They put that reef posting in Kigali. So all these things, if I miss the name, yeah. But the point here is that the international community is downplaying what is happening in Ambazonia. What they are interested in is their economic gains. Look at the gas and oil business that the United Kingdom went and signed with La Republic on the same day people were dying in Ambazonia. Look at the CDC that the film and the Chinese they have bought a few days back. They have signed their contract. Look at the rice that they are saying that China has gone to buy. As Bishop John said, they are all there in the Security Council. They are downplaying the game, playing the mago-mago with the people of Southern Cameroon. But I will say this, we are in the international field. International policies and economic policies are the same with every independent country. Whatever contract you had with La Republique, instead of killing our people, just step on and stand up and speak, correct the wrongs on behalf of the people of Ambazonia, and come and meet us. We will sign economic treaties, contracts with you, because we have the resources. And I go back to say this, that to the people of Ambazonia, while you are looking up to the international community and hoping that they will come and tell you that, oh, una sorry, oh, una ashia, they don't overkill una, one can help una. We are here to help you people. Let's help you wipe the sweat, wipe the blood. It will take some time because they know what they are doing. That's why they are still doing business as usual with La Republique, with your petrol, with your rubber, with your plantains, with your palm oil, with everything that you have. They are still doing their businesses. They are going about it. So what do? You begin to know how to buy your sticks. You begin to know how to make your popcorn. And for the defense, Bishop John, thank God you are here. I would just beg you that the federal marshal that you people say you were planning, this is the time that you people should wake them up wherever they are sleeping, so that they should step up the game, step up with the people, do the sniping work, do the FBI work. This is really the time. Because I see some people writing in their comments that this is the time that they should have been going behind and be creeping like lizard and doing the work. Really, I will make this appeal. Ambazonian people, don't stop drafting. Don't stop contributing for your LGAs. Don't stop contributing for the county. Support and face the people and push this enemy out. And the defense should take their responsibility and galvanize the children who are still on fire to fight and push out these people. Let them give them the utmost support they can give. It is not you dying, it's not me dying, it's our brothers and sisters on ground zero. International community will come by the time maybe they must have killed 2 million Ambazonians. Is that what we want? I don't think that is
All
what we
right.
want. So, thank you.
Okay, Maria, thank you. I just got this footage coming in of the mother of this little baby, Caroline.
Caroline.
This is the mother, ladies and gentlemen, actually weeping.
I want to come and sleep, oh. I want to come and sleep. Hey!
Yes, that is the mother.
Una try what I'm going to do. I want to come and sleep, oh. I want to come and sleep. Hey! Una try what I'm going to do. I want to come and sleep, oh. I want to come and sleep. Hey! Una try what I'm going to do. I want to come and sleep, oh. I want to come and sleep. Hey! Una try what I'm going to do. I want to come and sleep, oh. I want to come and sleep. Hey!
Again, ladies and gentlemen, that is the mother of baby Caroline in DLA. It's quite unfortunate. I will open the phone lines now. I would like to hear from people in Buea. So please, I know lots of you have been trying to call already. Go ahead and make your phone call. Let me see. Let me get to the first caller here. All right, the number is there on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see who is calling first. I'd like to hear from Buea. Hello.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir.
Calling from Sweden.
Okay, quickly, I'd like to get more callers from ground zero instead, but quickly make your point.
We just have the sad Saturday, and we give the condolence for the bereaved mother. But what we are just trying to say, what Bishop John is saying, there is nothing like United Nations or whatsoever human right. If we are hoping for those people, they will kill all of us. It's time for us to use every means, because what I was expecting when those people stand there, if we have something like the big firewood, let us just send in that to take them off. It's not like we were pampered. This thing is eyes to an eye. If they kill one of us, we kill like two of us inside our own land, so that they should know that it's paining us. We should go after them. Those people that they are francophones inside our own land, burn their own houses, those houses that belongs to them. If you have means to kill them, we'll kill them in our own land. It will pain them more than what. This is just, we people are just playing there. This is just like playing. We need to go after them also. Yes, that is what I can say. We need to have spies, our spies and our smart guys. They should go after them inside Ambazonia, not in the forest. When the army are in the forest, we go after them in our own cities. That will be the nice things. I think it will be okay for them.
All right. Thank you. We hear you. Thank you. Okay, we get to the next caller here. Please, if you are in Buea, I'd like to hear from you. Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Mbengwe, Northern Zone.
Okay, your contribution, sir.
Yes, I just want to emphasize the point that we should stop deceiving ourselves, we Ambazonians. It is a dream. It is very unrealistic to count on evil organizations like the UN, like especially the British, who are the primary cause of this situation. The British, it's a dream to count on them. Ambazonians must stand up. This is another occasion to arouse Ambazonians to stand up and do what they are supposed to do. We cannot escape it. We must stand up. The former U.S. Secretary for African Affairs, Cohen, said that Ambazonians are not angry enough. That was very prophetic. We are not serious. We are not angry. How can we allow even Francophones go around in Amazonia doing their business, doing their things, when none of them have been killed, none of their business has been destroyed? We are not serious. That's the truth. We Amazonians are not serious. If we are serious for 2 weeks, this thing will be over. That is the truth. As for the British, this is my message to the British. United Kingdom, you are the prime cause of this situation. There is something called divine justice. It will visit you, and what that nonsense you call civilization, that hypocrisy of the civilization you call, will be erased without a trace. You are the cause of this. Your country is a doomed country because of Amazonia. Amazonia is your nemesis. I regret the day I ever respected the people of Britain. Yes, but in the end, it is our responsibility, Amazonians, to stand up. All of us, we cannot escape it any longer. And
thank you.
Finally, it is my recommendation that the interim government should make sure that when we get to Buea, all those responsible for this situation, those so-called civilian people, those terrorist administrators, so militaries, enablers and blackness, all of them must be chased even to Mars or Venus or Antarctica. They must be chased and brought to the book. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Okay, let me get to the next caller here. Hello, Prince J.K.
Yeah, greetings, Secretary Chris, and good evening to the people of Southern Cameroons. I just want to make a little bit contribution and to the people of Southern Cameroons. Greetings, Southern Cameroonians. I want to first apologize my talk for Pidgin. So I never see me live. My Facebook don't big blog. But to all the youths them way they did for ground and for people for Buea, I want to pass on this message for ground, this ABC. The youths them, when I not wait for no United Nation or human rights organization. If any military person there for your quarter, for inside Southern Cameroon, for any place where you stay, for Victoria, Bamenda, Buea, Kumba, Manu, any site for inside Southern Cameroon, after this picture where they don't kill him, on a Bonnie house, any military man, that means say, if you never vex enough for all the youths the way they did for ground, I don't want to talk for especially the youths them. I they talk as an activist for inside this revolution. When I not wait for no United Nation, any French person waiting for your corner, whether a military man, when I not wait for the interim government for can't tell when I wait for do. The interim government they for guide we. But when something don't pay you enough, as I be talk for my audio where I put on today, I talk say when I go demonstrate for outside for Buea, when they don't bury that picking, oh, when I don't go house. Tomorrow again they will go kill. They be kill baby matter. They be keep picking from Gambu. Till today, just like how their person, their spokesman for military can't lie, they don't lie again. So when I go after every military, if you be a youth, not so you be a target. Your destiny they under a captivity. Una born everything economic sabotage. If you hear this message, pass it for another person. No be interim government talk. Now me Prince Jeka, activist under this IG at the tell una so. Enough is enough. Thank you, Secretary Chris. That's what I wanted to call to say.
All right, thank you, Prince J.K. We hope that Ambazonian youth they hear your voice. Thank you for the call. I am dying to get a call from Buea. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm joining right away from Buea.
Wonderful. Tell us what you witnessed. Were you out there among the crowd?
Actually, I was there. I went right to the governor's office.
Tell us what happened after the baby was shot dead.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go on.
Yeah, actually, sir, you people are there watching they are taking our life for 500 francs. We need to step up our defense. We really need to step up our defense because remember the whosoever that went to Buea, Bamenda and say whatsoever he can say there. Remember that they said that they will step up that defense. This is the defender they are stepping up. This is the defender they are stepping up. So they want to wipe out everybody in Ambazonia, and that won't work. Now, we need to look at and put our defense in the stronger stem. We need to collaborate. We need to work together.
If you may tell us first, please, if you may tell us first, what happened when you got to the governor's, colonial governor's office?
The governor told, oh, we should calm down, everything will be okay, they will see, and the guy was already killed, they will see what to do, they will discipline whatsoever, that we should come back, because people were there angry, crowd was there, people turned out, massive turn out, people was angry, and what happened that all those police people and Jana people, they run. Even army, there was no army, they run away because many people was planning if they see an army or Jana or uniform, they are going to kill the person.
Where was, tell me, where was the police? Because I learned the police showed up when the gendarme who did the shooting was picked up by the population. Where were they when he was lynched?
They were around Bongo Square.
And they didn't intervene?
They didn't intervene.
Okay.
They tried to stop the population, and you know the population was angry and there was much.
Okay.
Yeah. So we really need to do something, Secretary. You really need to do something there, because the United Nations have been keep quiet. Nobody is talking about what is happening. Nobody. You see that France have said, the Britain have sold us to France, and there's nothing that they can say about it, because France, America, and the rest, they are collaboration. They are eating from our own resources. They are eating. Yes. And one footage coming up from Bota, the Bota land have been banned.
What is that? What has been banned?
The Bota land.
What is burned there?
It's petrol and the rest. The petrol and the rest houses have been banned right now. The explosion of the petrol.
Okay. All right, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, these are new footages coming to us from Buea. These are new footages coming to us from Buea. As you can watch, that was Buea today. That was Buea today, and this is the killer. This is the killer of little Caroline in Diale, the killer of little Caroline in Diale, ladies and gentlemen. That is the face of the beast. That is the face of the beast. I also have a footage here coming from the colonial governor's office in Buea, pretending to be outraged. Pretending to be outraged. I'd like you to pause and take a listen. Now, this is it. That is the colonial government.
Your child, my child, that is it. An innocent child. He was going to school. I'm fighting here for children to go to school. Yes. But how is it that a child on his way to school is killed? So it is a shock. With the school uniform. Rest assured that I, governor, you know me. You know that I'm not a Konima.
The man of the day will be for just shooting here.
Matter, they will pay. They will pay. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Okay. But I want us.
Who are they?
To carry the corpse of our innocent child to the mortuary. We must mourn her in peace. You will say that peace.
Yes.
Let us be in peace no matter how painful the situation is. It is an atrocity, but let us not give room to people who would like to add to this atrocity. Are you getting me well?
Yes, sir.
Please, let us now accompany this child. It would have been your child, my child.
That is it.
An innocent child. He was going to school. I'm fighting here for children to go to school.
Yes.
But how is it that a child on his way to school is killed? So it is a shock.
With the school uniform.
Rest assured that I, governor, you know me. You know that I'm not a corny man. Those who did it, no matter they are great, they will pay.
Yes. Well, justice.
They will pay. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Those who did it, according to the colonial governor, ladies and gentlemen, will pay. Will pay, he says. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to the sound of my voice. The first person to pay should be Bernard Okalia. Bernard Okalia should be the first person to pay for the murder in Cuba today. You know what those guys were doing on the street, erecting checkpoints? They were collecting 500 francs each driver to go back to Bernard Okalia at the end of the day to give him 50,000 francs. That is what they are doing. He is the one who has sanctioned that particular racket on the way in Buea. So if anybody should pay, it should start with Bernard Okalia. He is a liar. He cannot even mention who killed the little girl. He said they who? One person shot that little girl and you knew his name. You cannot have the effrontery to mention the name of the killer. And you said they will pay? They who, sir? Bishop John, I'll pass it to you, please.
Secretary Chris, I am looking at a very wonderful opportunity that this man could have been taken out. I'm telling you, this was a great opportunity that we missed today in taking this guy out of commission. I'm telling you, yes, this Okala Bila is a criminal. This is a criminal, and I think it's a criminal that needs to be judged by AMBAZONIA, but not the international community. We, the AMBA, we need to judge Okala Bila because Okala Bila is the ringleader of criminality in AMBAZONIA, and all that has been going on, all the raping, the extortion, the killing, the bullying, and all this is Okala Bila. I say, let us go and take the child to the mortuary in peace. Which kind of peace? Which peace did he talk about? This man is insane, you see, and some people are answering him. Well, maybe they are just their own people and front Republic people who are there, and they were agreeing with him. I cannot people will go to this man. What did they go to Okala Bila to even achieve anyway? What did they go to this criminal to achieve, Secretary Chris? Why did this population go to this criminal? What did they achieve? Nothing. They should have just burned that government office down. They should have destroyed everything on the way. That's it. You know? So all this nonsense, this guy is a criminal number one and dealt with. One of these days, he should be dealt with.
All right. Thank you, Bishop John. Let me get to this caller from Victoria who may have some information for us. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from Fako.
Of course, yes. Go on.
Yeah, Secretary Chris, there is one thing I will say this is...
I'm sorry, hold on, please. We can't get you. Let me turn on the volume here. All right, go on. Where you are calling from, Victoria? Hello. Hello?
Yeah. So what I want to say concerning it, yeah, I'm getting you.
Yes, go on. Calling from Victoria.
Yeah, what I want to say is that actually, normally is a situation that we should be mourning, but at times situation like this we should be happy because like that Buea particular, it is a very stubborn place because all the time we have been singing a song that until we reach Buea, but they are just taking it as if it is a joke. So, and I want to let the people know that our lives means nothing. Our lives means nothing to this La Republic people. And I will tell you that it will not be too long. They will call for the family and they will give them some money for them to wipe out their tears, and they still continue working with them. Even you see, you can imagine that even at the extent, and the gendarme armies also came back after they have beat that guy and killed the gendarme who killed that girl, that little baby. The army still came back and they were looking for those boys who did that action. They were looking for those boys who beat those who killed that gendarme officer, and they were saying, where are the civilians? I want to tell the people in Buea, if they are not careful, that is what will be happening nearly every day. That is what will be happening not only in Buea, also in Rimbe. Because our lives means nothing. Our lives means nothing. The governor was talking there, and the whole.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the battery of the phone went off. Is dead. Is dead. And again, what you are watching on your screen, that was Buea today. That was Buea today. People pouring onto the street to protest the murder by this animal you find on the screen. They came out to protest the murder by this animal of the killing of this little baby, baby Caroline Ndiale in Buea, this morning, early in the morning. Baby Caroline, we learned, was only 5 years old. Only 5 years old. She was gunned down by this Boulou Betty, French Cameroon occupying soldier in Buea. Bishop John, Marienta, and Rashid, I am going to give you guys, please, one minute. It appears we don't have Marienta anymore. I will give both of you 1 minute each to please make your last comment, and let's call it a day. Marisha.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. Thank you for having me, fellow Ambazonians. I want just talk something for you for Pidgin, because this man will go see say na governor, native man. Any man will go tell you say, you know me, I not be Connie man. No say that man a Connie man. Now in this way, he say, you know me. My Ambazonian brother, the answer say yes. Una know it for outside. Una know he say call, una say dog. Una know he say call, una say cockroach. Una know what they do for cockroach. They just mash and so cheap. They grind am, it die. Na so it see una. As all una did, so if all una lost self, that not mean anything for he. He go glad because he go continue for occupy other land where they don't come for can occupy, and so. As they see that mountain, they climb, they go, so they see Victoria, they go down, so we see that beautiful landscape. Neither they wait to me, all una, more una die. So if una go sit down for the talk and hear some of una the answer say, if they tell una say, una know me, and not be Connie man. Una not say na Connie man. So una to go find way how una wan sabi Conny because they say Conny man na the kill Conny man. Person no dey for una land don cost una all the kind cost wey wan cost una. If they still pretend for they say those who kill, how many those they kill? Not na one bullet shoot that pikin. Now two people that fit shoot two bullet, one bullet. Now many people that get that kind gun way if you shoot somebody. Now only people that when na self put them, he can they use Conny man talk say we will find those who kill. Who they be the those? That the one turn the mirror now put enough for una say now una kill. Una did una the answer say yes. I know una get sense too because more time kale go the cam. Now no kale the cam for 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So now una just get the Conny to now begin know how to do. We don't already talk am for year. Ambazonia, Southern Cameroons, now una country. Now una get to fight them. Because if una not fight them, they go take all that land. Una not go get places for any state. They go sell and all. Una not go even get places for. Una go to buy land, maybe for Chinese, for big house. That time they go tell una say 1 square meter. So now don't know sell them again for the country money where they use them for there. No one call that we mom up. Those are call them, those are present for nanana for dollar. 1 square. Those are bring and I say 1 square na about some $2,000. Una go get them. The school then where una the fight say make una pikin them go. Some of una go compete and say una there for one man country. Una own pikin that they go. Una say me we own they not go. Me I get my pikin them. Now this country pikin them for this country. You think so? Where to go move them one day? Say me they can go take place from Amazonia. Would the fight now for una so that me that country may fine because if una leave them, La Republic take over completely. Ma tell una something. Land na no go get them. Passport they no go ever make am for any of una so na their Ambazonia. Una no go ever fit travel go for any place. They go make una remain slave. Now una go work farm feed them. Now una go clean their houses. Now una go clean their latrine. Now una go do everything for them. No una just watch this thing while they talk today so. I need the talk say na so it go be. But if una fail for do the thing where it correct. Bishop John talking from the beginning. We feel, oh, we so for you. We feel decide we'll stay with for you.
All right.
Who's on go? Who's on one go? We want help and more fix them because for the way we are never them with our placenta the day. We want help, may fix. I beg, make una help we, make we help ourselves, help una. Thank you. Thank you, Secretary Chris.
Okay. Secretary Chris, I think maybe you are caught up. Let me
Marianta,
go.
Marianta, your turn, please. 1 minute.
Okay, thank you, Secretary Chris. I want to just conclude that even though education is important, life is more important. So we must always put the value of our life first before education. So I want to appeal to the parents or the adults in Ambazonia that they should look after their children, look after yourselves. When the life is gone, nobody else can bring it. No money from La Republic, no nothing can bring it. The interim government, we are working on providing homeschooling and online education for our children. Please, let your children stay. Even if it's just for 30 minutes or 1 hour in a day, if you have access to internet, let the children, you download the resources that we're going to provide for you guys. Let the children learn at school, at home. You can do homeschooling safely in your house. And at least you have your children. Now, I don't want us to underestimate, even though we all una get for una know what you una get for do. I want to talk this one for pigeon. Una know what you una get for do for protect una self. Self-defense na human right for where it is for all books and for any country for this world. Now we not right for defend on self. So I'll talk this one for pigeon. But I want just to say, when would they mention international community? When would they mention the United Nations? Now, because say we want to make it be for history, say we Ambazonians, we roll call to them, make it be written, make it be documented. Say Ambazonian people, they be civilized, they know the laws and they know how things they get for work. So we don't reach out, roll call them, names it. If they fail for act and we not do una own thing there for protect una self, no man no feel hold that for account. Now una God given right. Now all that way one want talk so, but first we get for protect our picking them. Leave una picking them for house. School will happen for inside house. We go sort that one out. We no feel lose we picking them like this. I beg. I beg. Thank you, Secretary Chris.
All right, my Marienta. Bishop John, go on, please.
Yes, thank you, Secretary Chris. My fellow Ambazonians, those on ground zero, diaspora everywhere, number one, and most especially those in Buea, in Victoria, in Bamenda, in Bangem. Now listen, there is power in numbers. You look at the way you people came out today, there's power in numbers. When you come out in that number, you have power to overcome any military, no matter how sophisticated they are. So I want to encourage that if we really need to get to where we are going to go to where, let's go there early. So please come up in your numbers. Number two, please know that nobody is going to do it for us. We are the one who is going to do it for ourselves. Are you angry enough? Don't think that because it happened to the family of Caroline, it will not happen to you. Don't think that because they have been killing other people in other families, it will not happen to you. I want to tell you that you might be the next, or your family might be the next to suffer the tragedy of La République du Cameroon. So don't sit there and wait until something has hurt you before you will be angry enough. Let all of us be so angry, like I saw you people, even angrier than I saw you people today, so that we can take action. That's what I'm saying. And then number three, let me tell you, La République people are not our friends. Stop deceiving ourselves. Stop deceiving ourselves. It's not be a pet. A viper, no matter how colorful it is deadly, is poisonous. Let me tell you, La République people are not our friends. Don't treat friends. They are enemies. Don't give them safe haven or safe harbor. Don't do that. Rise up against these people, don't go anywhere. And finally, I want to tell you that what is keeping La République in our country is the businesses. Take all their businesses down, destroy all the economic interests in Ambazonia. You have the power to do that. If this number that I saw today can continue to arise like this, let's destroy everything La République. We will rebuild Ambazonia, destroy everything that has the signature of La République, and we will rebuild Ambazonia as a better country, more beautiful than Dubai. I will end there. God bless you. Say, Chris, you are mute.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the two ladies, and a very handsome gentleman in between the two ladies. That was a tremendous contribution there. We're going to end here for the day, but we will definitely come back with a little more expansion on this subject. I am also getting some new images coming in, and I want to remind Ambazonians that the president will definitely be up tomorrow, if not Saturday, to address Ambazonia on this event in Buea. That will again be either tomorrow or Saturday. So thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate your presence and your takes here. Good night.
Good night. Thank you,
Good night. Thank you, Secretary. Thank you,
for having
everybody. God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you all.
We'll
All
keep
right.
praying for the babies and all Ambazonians.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I have these images just coming in. This-
Oh. Papa says ça. Oh. Papa says ça.
How many of you get what is going on there, ladies and gentlemen? You hear the way those guys are mockingly mourning that fallen La République du Cameroon terrorist gendarme. Some say, I don't give you 1,000. I don't give you 1,000. Another one say, I don't give you 500. I don't give you 500. Which is exactly what he was doing there on the road before the mob decided to send him to go visit Patrick Ikema. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to take our destiny into our hands, and we love what we are seeing in Buea. We have to rise up. We have to rise up. And down in Victoria, something else was happening there. This is what we find in Victoria, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea whether this was connected to the murder in Buea, but we're understanding that an oil installation caught on fire in Victoria, as you can see on the screen. Again, I have no idea whether this is connected to the event in Buea, but that is what happened. That's what happened in Victoria today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will call it a night, and I hope to be back possibly sometime next week. But again, the president will be back here, I think tomorrow or Saturday. And in the meantime, this what you find happening in Buea is the reason we are drafting FACO in a big way to defend that territory and to get people like Bernard Okalia and occupational forces out of the county. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Again, I look forward to being back with you next week. God bless.
Love you. Thank you.
Deep in my heart, I do believe someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. I may not know how long 'twill be. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Hold on, my brother, give me your hand. Someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. Learning to love, we'll find our way. Someday someday we'll all be free. Someday we'll all be free. We shall overcome. We shall someday we'll all be free. We shall overcome someday.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, it is about the slow but sure depletion, if not stopped. Please listen once more. This is the moment to rise up and save what remains. Like Pontius Pilate, the Vice Chancellor is fast trying to wash his hands. Ambazonians, if God forbid we fail in this war, they will take back everything they have allowed us to manage. We must remain steadfast or lose the war. They sold our institutions and our resources for positions, for money, for power, and for influence. Why we fight to recover it all? We must not allow such enablers continue selling us. We must neutralize their plans, and if need be, neutralize them too. From today, we declare an end to these permanent military, gendarmes, or police checkpoints in all of Ambazonian streets and roads. It is therefore incumbent upon us to stop tomorrow's murder today.
This is the state of the struggle with your anchorman Chris Anu, Ambazonia's spokesperson.